Harvey MG-36 miter gauge. What's all the hubbub about?
I'm Rick, and this shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. For your sanity. This is the shack.
Hey everybody, welcome. Seems to be a little bit of restirring of that Harvey MG-36 miter gauge lately. I think because Mark over at the Wood Wisper bought a bunch of miters, was going through them, and had issues with the Harvey. But there are a few things that Mark came across that James over at Stubby Nubs questioned and thought he must have got a bad one. I don't know if he didn't push enough. I don't know if he was getting another one. But I have mine right here. I've never set it up yet. Don't know if it's square. Don't know anything about it. The only thing I do know, I was looking at the gap down here because that was one thing Mark was saying. And I'm going to get to my feeler gauge. I'm going to just see how much that gap is because there is more of a gap in this than there is in Stubby's or James. So I'm going to take it over here, reposition the camera. We're going to slide it in. We're going to start checking it out just to see how this is fresh out of the box. See if there's any adjustments. Totally respect Mark. I met him at one of the shows. I actually have his book that he put out about joinery. Had him sign it. Phenomenal book. Wonderful guy. I respect those who are grounded in their family and love their hobby or their business. And he was basically down to earth because I won't even go in that. There's another person that I met. I thought they're very stuck up, very self-centered, and it shows in how they do their channel and stuff. I don't care if you got 1 million viewers, 1.5 million viewers, whatever, that you're all about you, and I don't like people like that. I respect Mark, and I think Stubby, I think James, I'd love to stop by there one day, sit down and have a beer with them. I think they're just phenomenal people, and I respect them highly. So let's get this over to the miter slot there, and let's just see how this thing measures up. Or angles up, lines up. We'll find out one way or the other. Take this off, set it out of the way. Actually, since it's going to be in the way, I don't know if I can get it over there. It'll sit there. And I push this in, pull it, whoops, push in, I'll show you back. Unlocks it, pull that right out. Nice, I like it when it's snug. So now you can see. And now let's test it out for the very first time. Got this in here. Now I will say when I first put it in, I just wanted to get in the slot. It wouldn't fit. These were way too far out. But there's no movement. It's solid. So let me just see how this, I got it tightened. Let's just see how it lines up to my blade. Make sure I'm in between carbide tips. There we go. Wow. Oh my gosh, can you see that? That's dead on. Set it on here, set it down, push down, make sure it's flush against this. Gonna go right where between my blades. Look at that, holy cow. That thing is dead on. I'm impressed. I'm just going to bring it up here. I'm going to unloosen this. I'm going to move that. Goes back to 0. Tighten it up because that draws that in, supposedly keeps it tight. We'll check this out again. See? Now it is off. So let me loosen that, tap it right there, dead on. I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm not getting those results. Let me loosen this up. Okay, it locks in right there. Let me tighten that up. Get that on there. A little bit. So there's a little bit of play. So I'm going to do it back here, go back, hit the 0, lock it in there. Yeah, see a little bit off. Right there. So I see Mark's point. It doesn't get in that detent perfectly. Definitely have more of a gap here. Then I'm gonna see if I can do something in here. I thought I would do something before I went and grab my feeler gauges, because that is pretty thick right there. So I got all my business cards. That's 1. That's 2. 3 of them. That just begins to slide a little bit. I bet I could put 4 in there. Oh yeah, 4 is tight. It's 3. That's the winning number. So the thickness, then this just makes it a little bit easier on us. 0.043. 0.043. Yeah, so we're the same, 0.043 all the way around. 0.043 gap. And Stubby's, you'd be lucky to fit 1 through. It was closer to this. So I think I want to see if this thing adjusts at all. I don't know if there's any play in these. These are pretty set. Doesn't look like there's no play. I'm going to try a few things to see what the outcome is, and I'll let you know. Okay, I did 2 adjustments, and I'm getting fantastic results. I loosened these 3. There was a play in here, so this is closer to the numbers now. The arrow is closer, noticeably different. Now before, remember, I could get 3 of my business cards in there. No more. Take 1 away, I got 2. Oh, it's very, very tight. 1 definitely fits. 2 is very snug. So it's like take half of the 1 out. 1 definitely fits. So I'm noticeably closer to the numbers here, and that definitely helps. But I did one more thing, and I'm getting some good results. The other adjustment I did was on this. I definitely needed to readjust this. I guess I didn't get enough, but I hadn't really played with it yet. I thought I had adjusted this. Take your fence off. You have 1 underneath here. What I did was put the Allen wrench in there, the one that's underneath this, tighten it up until this stopped moving. Once it stopped moving, I'd back it off just enough till it started to move again. Went to this one, did the same thing. Tightened it up. When it stopped, backed it off as I just pulled on a little bit, backed off till it started sliding again. Left that there. Did the same thing to this and this one. This one actually was off quite a bit. So now, push down, push to the back, slide. Perfect. I'm going to show you. I'll unloosen this, push it down. Can't go that far, but I'm going to go back and forth like this, like you're moving. I'm going to release it about 10 degrees, slide it in, right there. That's where the detent locks in. I'm going to snug this down, go back here, go over. Perfect. Perfect. One more time, just so you know. I'm going to loosen this up, push it down, it's moving. Oh yeah, everywhere, everything's free spinning. Go over to hit the blade, release. See it locked in right there. Snug it up. Perfect. Yeah, you have to make sure this is definitely snug in your miter slot to get very good readings. And right now, I'm getting dead on every time. Let me get my tool, and I'm going to check the 45 real quick. I'm in a little poly gauge from Woodpecker. So what I'm going to do is we're going to undo this. So the 22.5, I'll turn that, goes right there. I'm going to lock it in. We got to slide this so it gets closer so I can read it. Right there's good. Lock that in, lock that in. 67.5, there we go. So 22.5, let's just see. Put that on there, slide it out. Wow. That's dead on. Whoops. Yep. That's good. Whew. So now let's do, set it down, release it, go to 45. Locked in. Come on, get down there. Just gonna set it there for now. Check it. Do my, where's that? A 45 right there. Wow, that's dead on. Yep, I think we're good. Pull that back. Undo this. Push down. I'm going to set it back to 0. Tighten that down. Yeah, should be good there. Get this back over to one more time. Dead on. Dang. That's all it took. Just making sure this was definitely snug. Wouldn't move. That keeps it from any variances, any deviation at all. So now this thing's stinking dead on, man. Well, yes. I think Mark missed the mark on that. James, Stubby Nubs, definitely are spot on. But if it wasn't for Mark's video, I would have never thought to look underneath there to adjust that. As you see here, those 3 screws, I unloosened, moved that whole thing forward. Basically, we had 3 business cards, I think it was. So it was a 0.044, I think, somewhere around there. We basically got rid of half that distance. So that's good and much closer. But the main thing I think is that the little variances I was having issues with was the fact that the very tip guide, I didn't have snug enough. There was play that was throwing it off. Once I went through all 4 of those again, snugged them up where there was no play at all. Every time I moved it, I got dead on results, as you saw. Never did anything, moved it to 22.5, set my gauge on there, dead on. Moved to 445, set it on there, dead on again. Got no issues with it. I think it's pretty spot on right now. So that completes everything from the beginning, frustration, the build, tips on sanding your top to get a glass smooth finish, zeroing out our blade to the miter slot, lining up the rip fence to that, and now the miters to the blade. Everything is in line. That is it. We are officially done with everything with the Harvey table saw. What an adventure. I think I can officially check this off. Now it's time to start getting into these jigs, getting them set up, getting more videos out, then doing projects. If you have any doubts, any second thoughts, you see the results. The miter gauge is fine. You can adjust it. Main thing, make sure all the play is out of that miter slot. Table saw is great. I have no issues with Harvey. I would not hesitate to recommend them still. So that is it on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back, check, build it for your sanity. I think I'm going to go in and have some hot tea. It's a little cold. We just had rain. The Harvey MG-36 miter gauge. I got no complaints. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next video.